takeaway is that those two guys looked awesome.
That's excellent to hear. All right, now moving on to the thing that I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat wants to know. You got yourself a look at Trey Lance. I know you're not going to make any sweeping generalizations off of one OTA, but what'd you think? What'd you think of him today in person?
Well, I mean, please, whoever's producing stats it's nothing worse than OTA stats or 7-on-7 stats. I mean, the stats, I mean, the stats make me laugh. But I will say this, there's a good camaraderie. He looked a little, to be honest, I mean, I'm be totally full disclosure. He looked a little lethargic actually out there. He looked a little like he was, kind of dragging himself through it a little bit, a little low energy. He wasn't like charged up. It wasn't like training camp where he's got everybody and he's clapping it up. It wasn't like that. It was like, all right, we got May mini camp and it's a warm day and everybody's a little bit winded. And so I don't know. I mean, I thought he threw the ball well. I didn't see anything really glaring. I didn't see a lot of completions, big time completions down the field. But you know what? He seemed to be comfortable. He looks like he's in good shape. He seemed like he was in good spirits. He wasn't holding the ball. Last year, there were times where it seemed like his tendency was to want to hold the ball. This time, he was letting it go a little bit. There was still some wobble on a few of his passes. It wasn't like he was throwing a perfect spiral every time. But once again, I look at minicamp in two fashions. Are you out of shape and ill-prepared? And everything else is a positive. Because it doesn't matter. It's just like we're so far away. You're a full month plus away from training camp. You're multiple months away from the season. You're also shaking off the rust. And most of these guys haven't even played together ever. Some of the rookies are there. The rookies and veterans are mixed for the first time. You're shaking off the rust. You haven't played meaningful football since January. It's just. You do have guys flying around trying to impress, trying to get an invite to camp. So you have different guys with different agendas. But I thought Trey looked good. He looked good. He didn't look like, it wasn't like, wow, this guy's throwing dimes down the field left and right. And but he had a nice little rapport going with Ray McLeod. He hit big play Tay Martin on a couple of nice catch and throws near the sideline. He's got good velocity on his ball. D'Amico said, man, he's zipping it by us. He definitely's got good velocity. There's been some, as you look some of his passes, the ball placement's off by a few feet. I wouldn't say he's the most accurate quarterback I've ever seen, but he wasn't spraying it. It wasn't like he was and the arm strength is clearly there. Anybody who says that have a question about the arm strength, it's like, what? Really? You got a question about the arm strength? The guy throws bullets. So no, I thought overall he looked pretty good. But I'm not the guy to be overly critical of anybody in minicamp because it's minicamp. You know what I mean? And the other thing, it's like I've heard a lot of people talking about, well, we didn't see a lot of Ayuk and we didn't see a lot of Juwan Jennings. A lot of times, you know what you got in those guys, and you only have so many reps to figure out to take inventory on the rest of your team. So sometimes coaches are like, yeah, I want my veterans there just so I can see if they're in decent shape. As far as getting things done on the field, if they get things done, great, but I really just want to see the whole group together and I want to get a good sense of the inventory that I have in my training camp this summer. So I get a reasonable idea of what my camp's going to look like. So how do you do that? You do that by not throwing the ball to Ayuk and Juwan Jennings. Throw the ball to Tay Martin. Throw the ball to Tayshear Mack. Throw the ball to guys who you've never seen before. And get a good inventory on what you got going to camp. You got plenty of time in camp and in the preseason to get your starting quarterback in a real rhythm with your receivers.